Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, folks. I'm glad you're tuning in live for our live Q&A, an opportunity to hear directly from our principal founder, Peter, who will be joining us here in a second. Want to make sure that I warmly introduce myself and who we are. On behalf of Partner Driven, my name is Roland. Looking forward to sharing with you all the story of our company, Partner Driven Ransom. Glad you made the call, sir. Hello, hello. Everyone else, please turn on your camera. That way we can kind of keep this into have a nice conversation. We like to keep Tuesday nights really an opportunity for y'all to speak directly again with our founder, Peter, for you to get to know us, and of course for us to get to know you as well. So if you don't mind turning on your camera, if you have the ability to, like Andrew there, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That way we can put a face
How's
to
it
the name
going?
and good. Welcome, welcome, Andrew. And for those of you who don't have your name on, for example, a Zoom user or an iPhone, please take a moment now to go ahead and change your name so we can call you accordingly. That would be amazing. Now, tonight, really, it's about how real estate and how we do real estate more specifically at the end of the day, by the end of today's webinar, should be a no-brainer. It should be a no-brainer from the standpoint of no other way to do real estate without you risking your credit, your capital. And oftentimes, here's what I found out. People who've tried real estate before in the past are the ones that truly see the value in what we do because they know what it takes to do real estate on their own. By show of hands or on chat, or go ahead and unmute your lines, who here has tried real estate before, done a few deals? Love to kind of get some feedback on who we're speaking to tonight. Go ahead and unmute your line, say hello as we're waiting for a few more folks to hop on. Or maybe this is your first time and you've never done a deal. Either way, want to get an idea of who's here tonight and kind of, the spectrum, if you will, of where people are. Um, I know Ransom, you and I have been talking for a little bit, and some folks here have been doing deals for other people. So maybe you're a contractor doing work for other folks, a rehabber. Maybe you're in the banking world or a mortgage person. Maybe you're a real estate agent. Love to get an idea. And again, if not piping up online, go ahead and just type it in chat if you want as well, just to get an idea. And again, if you're totally brand new, no big deal. We definitely have something in store here for you at Partner Driven, whether you are brand new, never done a deal, or looking to scale and do multiple deals. Is that Mitch 16 Pro? Is that right? Hey, Mitch. Where are you calling in from? Where do you live? City, state?
It's Michelle.
Oh, okay, it's Michelle. Okay, all I see is Mitch
Yeah.
16 Pro. Michelle. Oh, good,
Yeah,
good,
I don't
good.
know why.
Yeah, yeah. Well, glad you made it. So you made it home in time.
I did.
Okay.
I sped as fast as I could.
Oh my goodness. Well, glad you made it home safe. I know you and I
Yeah.
had a chance to speak prior to this. And although you may be somewhat new to real estate, you're definitely using it as a conduit, as a vehicle to kind of get to the next level for your life and your family's life. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Okay. I see you nodding. Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. And she actually comes from the property management space. So, looking to do real estate and what she told me, and Mitch, Michelle, I won't tell you all the details, but basically you said, hey, funding a deal today is not as simple as it sounds. Getting a hard money lender is not as simple as it sounds. Having the reserves, the 20% down, having the right credit, it's not as simple as it sounds. And even if you did have that in place, I spoke to a gal yesterday. Her and her husband, who's actually a general contractor, they have two deals that have been sitting on the market for the last 4 months, paying 35% gap lender. And just my goodness, trying to figure out how to participate again in the game of real estate without having to risk your family's financial future. Because yes, we've all seen the shows. We've all may know friends and family who've done well in real estate. And if you're looking to do it yourself, man, talk about a bumpy road ahead. But anyhow, again, I'll go ahead and just wait for our founder Pete here to join us in a second. Get familiar with the chat. If you haven't turned on your camera, please do so already. And Michelle, I'll change your name if you don't mind. Is your husband joining us?
No, unfortunately,
No.
I
Okay.
was able to explain it to him and then he went
Got you.
back to sleep. But he's
That's
like,
okay.
"Oh, just go ahead, please, find out what you can."
Love it.
So
Love
I
it.
got I
Well,
got the thumbs up from him.
okay, good, good. Now, as far as finding out everything, I can't think of anyone better than our own founder, Peter, who's still actively doing deals. He's been in the game for over 2+ decades. has over 4,000 deals under his belt. And oftentimes people come here because they want to lean on Peter's, his capital, his resources, OPM, right? Other people's money. That's why most people come here for the most part. In my humble opinion, I think of OPM as other people's mistakes. If you can learn from Peter's mistakes, yes, 4,000 deals successfully, but think about the deals that went sideways. Think about the things that he may learn along the way. And if he can accelerate that for you, why not? This truly does make this a no-brainer opportunity. Pete, thanks for joining the line. I have a couple of folks here looking to potentially get started with us. And as I mentioned, they can't hear from anyone better than the man who put all this together himself. So, Pete, thanks for joining us tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Vekselman. I am a real estate investor and I do deals. Why I'm here tonight is because how I do deals. I do deals in a way that nobody else in the United States does. By the way, I've done 4,000 deals. So the one thing we're not going to discuss tonight is whether this works, whether this is this legit. I mean, we're way beyond that. This works at the highest levels. But what I do want to discuss with you guys is why I'm here, and that is because every single deal I do, I have an individual like you guys on the other side. I have a local partner. And that's what makes my model so unusual and so powerful. It's powerful for me because it got me to do 4,000 deals. I don't know, I know there's some hedge funds out there that have done that many deals. I don't know if there's an individual in the United States that's ever done this many deals. So it's become a very powerful model for me. But we're here because of you guys tonight, because it's a very powerful model for my partners. On the other side of every deal, I have a partner just like you guys. And at the completion of every deal, that partner keeps 50% of the profit, and my team and I keep 50% of the profit. And so I'm here to tell you what I do is the most powerful way of doing real estate that you have ever seen. I kind of kid around about this, but not really. If you look at this and you're like, nah, I don't think I'm going to do this, you're not going to find a better opportunity in real estate. I challenge people every single day. If you could find a better model that makes more sense from your perspective, that's easier, that's less risk-free, just line up all the check marks you're trying to line up. There's nothing like this that exists in the United States. So what I'm going to do, and by the way, I know I'm trying to blow this thing up, but the reality of what I do is pretty simple. I mean, really, in about 10 minutes, I can explain the whole thing. I assume if you guys are here, you pretty much understand it already. You may have listened to one of my past webinars. You're probably talking to a team member. So you pretty much understand it. So the way I like to position meetings like this is, let's make a decision. By the way, I know not everybody that hears me does this. So I don't want you to think I'm coming at this from a kind of an aggressive perspective. The last thing I want to do is sell somebody in what I do, because then I'm going to have to resell you every morning and get you motivated, and that's not what I do. But I do want to give you a couple more facts about what I do, so that at the end of tonight, and I want to try to finish as quickly as I can. By the way, the reason I want to finish as quickly as I can is because I got 5 kids. And, if you have that many kids, you're always under a gun to go to the next room, to do the next thing. And so I want to kind of lay out three important facts on what I do. 3 things that make the model that I do possible. And then I'm just going to flip it over to you guys to see if you have any questions. And then let's just make a decision. If this is not for you, totally fine. Totally fine. I actually just appreciate you guys being here and giving me the time, to go over this with you. On the other hand, if it is for you, then let's go do it. Let's go do it. I am pretty excited about some of the statistics of what I'm doing and what my team is doing right now. We're doing deals and done deals in all 50 states. We have deals going on in every single major city across the United States. Just about every single second and third tier city. Like I live in Atlanta, I'd call that about a second or third tier city. And deals going on in places like Crocker, Missouri, with about 800 population. Probably a city none of you have ever heard of before unless you needed to be there. And interestingly enough, I have more deals going on in those type of cities, these little tiny places that nobody thinks you could do real estate in, than even in the major cities and a second and third tier cities. I have more deals going on with people right now than I would say any other organization, any other company, definitely any guru out there that, teaches real estate and all this. So, another interesting statistic that I'm very proud of. Right now, I have more partners like you guys doing multiple deals than ever before. I mean, I have partners right now like yourself. We're doing 15 deals at the same time. By the way, I don't consider that bad. I actually consider that good. Any day, I'd rather have somebody start with me whose goal is to do multiple deals at the same time than somebody start with me whose only goal is to do maybe one deal in the next couple of years. So I like that. I like people that want to do multiple deals and all this. But what makes all of this, what I do, possible are really three pillars. My whole partnership model exists on three distinct pillars. And that's all I want to do with you guys today. I just want to review these pillars. When you understand them like the way I explain them, I think this will even make more sense than it's probably making sense for you guys tonight. At least it's making enough sense for you guys to be here. And again, I appreciate the time you're giving me. But I'm going to talk to you about three things that make what I do possible. When I explain it, I think you'll see it right away. You'll be like, okay, now I get it. And then, like I said, I want to flip it over to you guys to see if you have any questions, and then we're done, okay? So let's talk about the three pillars that make what I do so powerful. It's really the three pillars I built this whole company on, okay? Pillar number one is what took me the most and the longest to put together. And pillar number one basically says this: when you're partnering with myself and my team, here's how it works. As a partner, your main focus with me is to help us find deals, okay? So when you're a partner of mine, what we're going to ask your help in is to help myself and my team find deals. Most of the time, deals are somewhere where you live, but I have infrastructure literally in every single place across the United States, so you don't have to help us find deals where you live. Like, I have partners that live in, like I have Archie Ragland. He lives, I don't even know, believe it or not, it's embarrassed to say, he's somewhere in Kansas. I don't even know which city. But what's interesting about Archie Ragland is we have never, ever, ever done a deal. Oh, he doesn't live in Kansas because we've done some deals in Kansas. He lives outside of Kansas somewhere. I think he lives in Missouri. But what's interesting about him, we have never, ever done a deal where he lives. We've done about 15 deals together, and every single deal has been in different parts of the country. But that is my partner's responsibility. That is your responsibility. And by the way, when I say it's your responsibility, I don't mean it like we just say, oh, great, now you're working with me, so go help us find a deal. That would be like hitting our head against a wall. That would never work. Even though that's your responsibility and that's where we need your help, we still actively, myself and my team, get very involved on helping you do this. We train you on it. We coach you on it. We lay out marketing systems. We tap you into technology. You're just really taking what we already have developed and you're placing it down wherever you want to find deals, and then deals start coming in. But that's where your responsibility is. Everything else to do with a real estate deal, I and my team will handle. Now, that's a very powerful statement, but it's a truthful statement. The reason we handle every other aspect of the deal is, and remember, I'm talking about this pillar number one here. The reason we handle every single aspect of the deal is I learned many, many years ago when I started this whole partnership model that in order for this to be successful, that's the only way it could work. If we asked our partners to execute every part of the deal, it would never work. Even if we asked you to execute every part of the deal with our help, it still wouldn't work because real estate deals are exorbitantly complicated, way more complicated than an individual understands. Most people understand. By the way, that's why most people dream about being in real estate, but nobody ever makes money in real estate. Have you ever thought about that? It's a fact. Less than 1% of people ever gain any traction in this. Everybody wants to be in this business, but nobody makes any money in this business. And it's because it's an exorbitantly complicated business, very difficult to execute. And so I realized many years ago the only way to do this is that we have to really take upon ourselves to execute about 90 to 95% of the deal. And that's what we do. So what does that include? It includes training, support, creating a community for you, underwriting your deals. Very difficult to do. We underwrite the deals. We have systems to do price drops, negotiate the prices down. So, how do you take a deal for, let's say, 100,000? How do you get it to 60,000? We know how to do that. So we do, we get involved on that piece. We close all the deals for you. So you don't have to worry about closings. Obviously, by now we fund the deals. I put up 100% of the capital. My partners have never even spent $100 on a deal. I've funded all the way from deposit to earnest money to purchase to rehab to carry-ins, taxes, and just 100%. The other piece I do, which a lot of people don't even know until I actually bring it up, I assume all the liability, which simply means if that something happens along in that deal, and let's say we lose, sometimes even after thousands of deals, sometimes the deals go sideways, I absorbed 100% of that, which means my partner have never even lost $1 on a deal. By the way, if you can't lose money on something and all you could do is make money on something, that's called a perfect business. That's it. There's no business like that I'm aware of that exists. Well, that's how I've set this model up. Because my vision was always to set up a literally as perfect of a business as possible for everyday people like you guys to do deals with. So 100% of the capital we put up, and we absorb all the liability. I have a construction team that can be deployed across the United States to get these deals fixed. If need be, a lot of my partners are construction people themselves, GCs and stuff like that, and they could fix it, no problem there. You could, by the way, if you have any kind of other talent like that, like you're a GC or a realtor, you're still making 50% of the profit. Plus, if you're a realtor, let's say you could sell our houses, you make your 3 or 6% commission. If you're a GC, you're still making 50% of the profit, but you still can make your, GC fee and stuff like that. So there's those other opportunities with me. So, but anyway, we have a construction crews and teams that could be deployed across the United States. And then we just get rid of them. We sell the properties and split the profits down the middle, 50-50. That right there, what I explained to you, is pillar number 1. That is really the foundational pillar. This is the pillar that took me the longest to put together. It may sound kind of simple, like, well, they do all this stuff, but it's very complicated because remember, we do it across the nation. That's like the most complicated piece. We don't just execute these deals in our backyard on deals. We execute this same piece on deals literally across the United States. And in that pillar that I just described to you, took me about 6 to 7 years to put together. Made a lot of mistakes along the way. What else is new? That's business. Paid some pretty heavy prices, on some losses along the way, but that's okay. That's how you build a business. But, about 6 or 7 years after I initially started that pillar was put in place. And remember, there's 3 pillars. And that's the pillar that put me on a map. That's the pillar that put me on a map of real estate investing. That's the pillar that really opened the floodgates of people like yourselves across the United States hearing about me and like, that makes sense to me. If somebody's willing to put up the money, somebody's willing to assume the risk, somebody's willing to help me, I'm in. And again, that was the big pillar that put this all together. And to this day, it's really the foundational pillar that holds all of this together. But there's 2 more. There's two more pillars that make what I do so incredibly powerful. Pillar number 2. When I got done putting all of that together, I then started focusing on that 5 to 10% that my partners were responsible for. Now, I just want to see if you guys are paying attention. Take yourself off mute. Don't be shy. What's the 5 to 10% that the partners were putting to you are responsible for? I just explained it to you. What's the 5 to 10% the partners are responsible for? Anybody remember 30 seconds back?
You mentioned like the training, the support,
No,
like
what's the
all that.
partner responsible for? That's everything we do. What's the partner
Oh,
responsible?
Prospecting the
I
property.
Yeah, finding the deal.
Find the deals.
Yeah. And ma'am, you're absolutely right. It's just that's what we do, the training support, but you guys are exactly dead on the nail, finding the deal. And so when I put that first foundation, now we're on to the foundation, the pillar number 2. When I put all that together, I then started focusing on finding the deals. Because before I ever partnered with one single individual across the United States, I already had about a 10-year career, a very successful career in real estate investing, except I was doing it like everybody else, just by myself. I had a pretty large operation. I was doing deals in 17 states across the United States. So I was pretty successful, but I had enough experience to know that even that 5 to 10% is not an easy part. It's not an easy part. So then I went on my next journey in this business. Over the next couple of years, what I wanted to do was this. I challenged myself. I said, how do I make it so finding deals that I would do with my partners would be easier for my partners than any other option they looked at? Because I knew as well as anybody, finding deals is not an easy thing. Even if we teach you, even if we coach you, even if we train, it's still a difficult thing. As a matter of fact, a lot of investors will argue it is the most difficult thing about real estate. And so then I went on another couple year journey, and I said, I need to reinvent myself. Not myself, but I need to reinvent this whole thing. I need to make finding deals so easy that everyday individual who may not have any experience in this business could literally become a partner and just like that say, this is not that difficult. And that became my next 2 to 3 year journey. And that's pillar number 2. Now, let me tell you how I achieved that success. Let me ask you guys a question. And by the way, I appreciate Michelle, Andrew, Ransom. But number one, I appreciate you guys have cameras on. I don't know why the rest of the people don't have cameras on. You guys should have your cameras on if we're going to talk. But I appreciate you guys participating. So let's take it to the next step. Anybody have any idea why it's so hard to find a deal? Have you ever thought about that? Nobody gets into real estate and says, I think finding deals is going to be the easiest thing I've ever done. Anybody have any idea why finding deals is a difficult thing? Just take yourself off mute if you have an idea of why finding deals is difficult.
Because there's so much to consider. You have to not just think about things, finding it at a good price. You got to be able to sell it once it's fixed. There's a lot of factors.
There's a lot of factors in finding deals. Agreed.
Absolutely.
Anybody else? By the way, the Raven, Zoom user, I appreciate you guys turning on your cameras. Thank you. Anybody else? Michelle, anybody else want to take a venture, a guess of why finding deals? Michelle, go ahead.
The MAO is you can just find the deal, but to be able to negotiate down to make sure that your
There
rehab
you
plus
go.
the
There's
purchase
another
price.
thing. That's exactly right. Finding a house to buy is not hard. Finding a house that's got the right numbers is extremely hard, right? So there's a million things, but finding deals is very difficult. But let me kind of break it down to the level that I think everybody can understand. Here's why it's hard to find deals. There's a two-step process to finding a deal. And that two-step process, which, by the way, was invented by the gods of real estate investing, screwed this whole thing up for everybody. Here's what they said. Here's what they said. And by the way, for those of you that have ever done real estate, sounds like a number of you guys have, you'll totally understand what I'm going to explain to you right now. Here's what real estate investing industry says. When you get into real estate investing, you have to make in the initial stages, you have to make a decision. And that decision is, what do you want to do? Because there's a million things to do in real estate, right? What kind of strategy do you want? What do you want? Do you want to buy rentals so you could have cash flow? Do you want to buy and fix properties? Do you want to wholesale properties? Do you want to do some creative strategies like lease options, right? Nobody questions that. But that is the very first thing that everybody has to pretty quickly on in their initial inception into the real estate industry has to figure out. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? This is what screws people up, because what you want to do creates a huge problem for you. Let me explain what the problem is. And everybody makes that decision. Everybody says, oh yeah, I heard this guru, so I like to do creative deals. I heard, oh yeah, I want to buy and fix because that's where the big money's made. Oh, I want to just cash flow so I could make long-term wealth and pay down the mortgage and have bigger cash flow and all this. Here's the problem with that. Every single one of these, I call them strategies. These are all just different strategies. Every single one of these strategies has what is known as a buy box. Everybody knows what the word buy box is, right? And so if I want to buy rentals, I have my own buy box. If I want to do fix and flips, I have my own buy box. If I want to do creative strategies, I have my own buy box. If I want to do wholesale deals, I have my own buy box. And buy box is just simply kind of what Michelle was saying. What are the numbers? What do the numbers have to be to make this rental work? What do the numbers have to be to make this fix and flip work? What do the numbers have to be to make this wholesale deal work? It's those two steps that screw everybody up. Make a decision on what you want to do. Logical step, but a stupid step. Decision number two, whatever you decide to do, now you're going to be bound by that buy box. The problem with that is there is no easy buy box. Doesn't exist. Every single buy box is like hitting a bullseye. A small bullseye. And you're far away. And so what happens is everybody gets pigeonholed in this business looking for these fairly small buy boxes that meet their kind of strategy. And a lot of people don't even know why they have decided, okay, on that particular strategy, okay? And I realized that many years ago now. Sorry, we got closings going on, so I'm not listening, and I'm not talking, but I got to authorize some closings going forward in the West Coast. We're doing this all over the countries, so I realized this problem years and years ago. I said, man, it is not easy. It is not easy finding deals because of these stupid buy boxes. And then I went into about a 2 to 3 year journey to create the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. Another word for saying the biggest buy box that exists in the United States is I went on a 2 to 3 year journey to make it easier than anything that exists for my partners to find deals that we would do. And now this is a tough one. I've never had anyone guess this correctly. Anybody have any idea how I overcame this problem? To go from, we got a small, tiny buy box, no matter what we do, to creating the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. Anybody, any idea whatsoever how I overcame that problem? By the way, no one's ever guessed because this is a tough one. Took me years to get it down. Any idea? Any guesses?
Partners?
What, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would it be partners? Business
Well,
partners?
no, partners are, I wanted to make it easier for partners, not just remember, this is not about me, this is about my
I
partners.
didn't. Yeah, I meant like guys that carried weight, big money.
No, buy box
No,
have nothing to do
no,
with
no,
money,
not
nothing
at
to do
all.
with that.
I
No,
got you.
no. Yeah, that's
No,
okay, but I appreciate,
you
listen, I
bought
appreciate you speaking up.
you bought these
Um,
houses probably when it was cheap. When the market was cheap, you bought a
no,
bunch of houses, probably rented them out.
no. By the way, rentals suck. There's no money in rentals, so no, I would definitely never do that disastrous strategy. But I appreciate you taking the time and guessing. Here's how we came to that problem. One strategy, one buy box. So what I started doing over the next number of years is I started stacking buy boxes on top of each other. You see? Instead of just doing one strategy like everybody says, let's do fix and flips, let's do rentals, let's do creative deals. I said, well, why do we have to just do one strategy? Why not do them all? You see? Because when you do them all, what do? One strategy, one buy box. Now two strategies, double the buy box. Three strategy, triple the buy. You see what I'm saying? And what I did, ladies and gentlemen, I stacked 11 strategies on top of each other. Wholesale, hotel, pre-marketing, pre-listing, fix and flip, subject to, owner finance. You guys get the point? And when you do everything, not just one thing, but everything, you create the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. And then when I stacked all those 11 strategies on top of each other, I said I want to be even a bigger buy box. I want to make it even easier for my partners. And that's when I said, okay, let's not just do, I started with houses. Let's not just do houses. I then said, let's do mobile homes on top of that. Let's do modular homes on top of that. Let's do land deals on top of that. Let's start looking into getting into new construction. Now, you guys see what I'm saying? I basically said, let's do everything. And when you do everything and you have the capability to do everything, okay? When you do everything and you have the ability to do everything, that is how you create the biggest buy box. So the second pillar is very simple. The first pillar is the partner does 5 to 10% of the deal. My team and I do 90% of the deal. Pillar number 2, create the biggest, create the biggest buy box that exists in the United States by stacking 11 strategies and different types of deals on top of each other, which is another way of saying finding deals for me as a partner is easier than finding deals, definitely just for you if you're doing your own deals, but finding deals for me, is the easiest, is easiest, than finding deals for anything or anyone out there. How many pillars did I say there are? Does anybody remember? 3. Let's talk about pillar number 3. Thank you. So pillar 1, we do 95% of the deal. Pillar 2, I make finding deals for me easier than it exists in the United States. Pillar number 3 is a very important one. Pillar number 3 simply said this. There's this whole concept, and I want to go through this one really quick because I do want to flip it over to you guys if any questions. Pillar number 3 simply says this. There's a concept in real estate that says this. When you get into real estate, you have to go out there and you have to do what? Find a deal. Doesn't matter what you're going to do. Doesn't matter what strategy you're going to do. It all starts with finding a deal, right? But you guys ever notice that's what people say? You got to go find a deal. And if enough people tell you that, you believe that. That's another lie of real estate. That's another lie of real estate. You do not have to go out there and find deals. You could actually set up an infrastructure around you where the deals come to you. Can you imagine getting in this business and all of a sudden you're doing the exact same thing that every one of you is doing right now, but this time deals are coming to you just like clockwork. And that is pillar number 3. And that is what I'm still in the 90% finish phase right now. Pillar 1, 100% finished. Pillar 2, the biggest buy box in the U.S., 100% finished. Pillar 3, it's about 90% finished. I'm in the middle of building that out. But the vision is over the next couple months, my partners literally have a cell phone like this. I know this is going to sound crazy to some of you, but this is how it's going to be. You hit a button on your cell phone, some razzle dazzle happens, systems, technology, AI take over, and a deal gets brought to you. And a deal gets brought to you. And that right there is pillar number 3. Pillar number 1, we do 90 to 95% of all the work on every deal. Pillar number 2, finding deals that I want to do and my team wants to do is easier than finding deals that exist in the United States because of the size of the buy box. Pillar number 3, setting up infrastructure around you that when you're partnering with me, deals come to you. And that right there is my model. And this is why I have more people just like you guys across the United States doing deals. Matter of fact, it's not about doing deals with me, guys. Nobody ever gets in. I've never heard anyone start with me and they say, I'm just can't wait to do a real estate deal. Like, that's never happened. Doing deals with me is now you have a legitimate chance of achieving what you've always wanted to achieve in life. Doing deals with me is one of those chances where you kind of look back at all of us could look back at our lives and say, you know what? I wish I would have, I wish I could have. Doing deals with me, it's that situation where you're kind of looking at your whole life and you're like, why hasn't it ever worked out for me? Why is it that he or she or they, it's always like them? Why have I never been at the right place at the right time and realized that was there? Well, I want to congratulate every single one of you here tonight. Because every single one of you here tonight is finally part of that Lucky Genes Club. You're part of that club you've always wanted to be a part of. The them, the they. It's that person in your life that always seems to be able to hit it out of the park. It's that one individual on social media that you're like, man, what the heck? Why is it that it all works out? This is what doing deals with me is all about. It's a chance for you to achieve what you've wanted to achieve in life. That's what this is all about. And that's why I still do these little meetings myself, because every night I'm looking for that one right person. That one right person that could say, Pete, I can't say I totally understood everything you said about real estate, but I sure as hell understand when you talked about those dreams and goals and the timing and the opportunity, and for me to finally be part of that Lucky Genes Club. I've had partners who work with me, they bought private airplanes. They live in places they couldn't have dreamed of they could live. They retired from being school teachers to retired from being corporate executives. I have partners that when they started with me, I'm not exaggerating, used to give blood for a living. That's how they made it every single month. They couldn't make the money work at the end of the month, so they went and they gave plasma. I have partners that did that when they started with me. And now they've done over a dozen deals with me. By the way, when you do deals in real estate, we're not talking about splitting $50 or $100 or $1,000. These are tens of thousands of dollar deals, if not more. So I tell people about me, and I tell people I consider myself to be the most fortunate person that lives in the United States. And they'll say, what are you talking about? And they always think I'm talking about things like, and I do have nice things. We have very nice things. We have places in the water, boat, amazing cars. I don't even talk about that crap because to me it is crap. It's nice to have the day you get it. 5 months down the road, the thrill's gone, I promise you. But the reason I consider myself to be the luckiest person alive is because of two things. And this is how every one of you is impacted by what we're talking about tonight. The first thing that makes me the luckiest person alive is I got 5 kids and I got a wife who support me. They support me. That makes me very fortunate. The second thing that makes me the luckiest person alive, this is what I do for a living. I help people just like you guys achieve dreams and goals across the United States. What a better combination you could have. This is why, to this day, this is the top question people ask me. Do I still get involved in the deals? People like you, that's the number one question. They're like, oh, Pete, that's great. You get on these things. But will we ever see you, hear from you if we start with you? Every single deal we do, I personally drive forward because I'm the best at doing deals. I'm a deal engineer. I know what to do. I know how to create deals and out of things you would be shocked. I know how to take a non-deal, like literally a no deal, like anybody would look at this, say there's nothing here, and create a deal out of it. Anyway, by now, hopefully you've had enough information that you should be able to make a decision. Nay or yay. If it's nay, listen, that's no problem. But if it's yay, we're about ready to get busy. But I want to also do, before I take off here, I want to flip it over to you guys just to see what other questions I may have not hit, or maybe my team hasn't hit, what's something maybe a little bit unclear, whatever. So take yourself off mute. Everybody's an adult here. You guys know how to take yourself off mute. If you have a question, a comment, something that I may have been not clear enough for you, or maybe something I didn't even cover that you're thinking about. All right, who's got the first one? Or do we have any questions? How about that? Or tell me about you. Why do you want to do this? I mean, I'd love to know that too. Mr. Carr, I see you.
Yes, sir. I mean, we talked. Some of my story and a little bit of a background and what got me leaning towards this anyway.
Now, who are you talking to on my team?
Roland.
Okay. Well, then Roland, I'm sure, knows the story and knows. And so where are you at with the decision? I mean, are you out? Are you in? What are we?
I mean, I'm definitely in.
I like it. Anything that I still haven't
think about, really, as far as that goes. Yeah, I've seen a few of these things around before. You know what I mean? You can kind of spot pardon my French, but you can spot the bullshit artists, and you can spot who's genuine.
Facts on that.
And we live in the information age. Research, pretty easy to do. You can find out
facts
a lot
on
about
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
so
if you're in, when are we starting?
We started as soon as I jumped on this call.
Okay. All right. So you're ready to finalize everything tonight?
Yeah, I'll talk to. Yeah, I figured I would end up talking to Roland.
Okay. Perfect. By the way, I will then, once you get everything done, I'll personally get a hold of you, give you my personal cell phone, and give you your first initial set for launching everything.
Okay. Hey, sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Look forward to working with you. I'll definitely remember you. Awesome.
I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Who's next? Question, comment, anything?
For each deal, we put in
You're next, Raven.
the 5 to 10%, correct? But that's for each deal that we find.
You put in like 5 to 10% of the money?
No,
effort. No, remember, what I'm saying is you're doing about 5% of the effort. And that effort is 100%, Michelle, unfocused on finding a deal.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that.
No, it's all good. I want to make sure I'm clear. Miss Michelle, who are you talking to on my team?
Ronald.
Roland?
Roland.
Ronald. Roland. Okay,
Sorry,
perfect.
one of our supers is named Roland too, and I'm always calling him Ronald.
No, no, no. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Well, are we getting started, Michelle?
Yes, we are.
Okay, perfect. So you and Roland connect, hopefully maybe even afterwards, and let's figure out a way to go chase some dreams together.
All right, thank you.
I look forward to it. Miss Raven, I see you. Now you're muted.
I
There you
think
go.
she said my speaker doesn't work, but I got into this since I started my business and have been looking for a program like this.
Oh, okay. So your speaker's not working, but you're typing. Is that everything she typed in, Roland?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Michelle, for
Okay.
reading that.
Well, thank you for the kind words. I don't even know if there's a question in there, but I appreciate it. Raven, who are you or Roland? Who's Raven talking to? Raven, who are you talking to? Type it in the chat, or Roland, I'm sure knows.
Actually, I don't know only because I don't have her last name. Um,
Raven, put that
so
inside.
Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Tiffany's on. She's in the background tonight with me, and so she'll touch base with you, and let's go do it. Raven, where do you live? Or
Raven Guerrero. Houston.
Houston. I've done tons of deals throughout Texas, by the way. I'm extremely power strong in Houston, all the major cities there, the minor cities there. So yeah, I have tremendous infrastructure all over Texas, by the way, all over everywhere. But yeah, and I know the Houston market extremely well. So definitely looking forward to working with you. Welcome to the team. Well, I'll have Tiffany touch base, okay? Get excited because this is the next chapter so many of you guys have been looking for. So very excited. Who's next? Like I said, take yourself off mute. Anyone else? Andrew, I see you.
How's it going? I got bad
Good.
service where I'm at, but
No, you're
anyway,
good.
I'm at
No,
work.
you're coming in loud and clear.
I've learned in my lifetime that it's not what you know, it's who you know, and I'm very well connected. My family are all business owners, big business owners, not small. I bought my house 17 years ago for $45,000, foreclosed, ready to move in, moved in, and now my house is $250,000 because the housing market, skyrocketed. So I mean, I could borrow up to 80% of my home equity in my house, and I've been working to survive, not working to live, and I need to change that. And I'd love to get on board with you guys to get this ball rolling because, like I said, I got friends that are in the real estate business. I got self-contractors. My uncle Rick does marble flooring for multi-million-dollar houses, and this sounds pretty damn decent.
Well, first of all, I appreciate it. I also appreciate the honesty about kind of your overall life situation, Andrew. Many people will actually gloss over that or
I
put it
know. I don't
face.
sugarcoat nothing.
Well, I appreciate it. Who are you talking to on my team, Mr. Andrew?
I can't think of her name offhand. She's from Michigan over there by
Sandra, I believe. Sandra or Sandy.
Sandy. Yes, I do
Oh,
believe so.
okay, perfect. So we'll let Miss Sandra know you're on the call, and let's figure out a way to go out there and chase some dreams together. Okay.
That sounds great.
All right. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Miss Perina, how are you? Hopefully, I'm not butchering your name.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, you good. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yes, Mike, I have a question because
Yes,
the friend
ma'am.
who introduced me to the program, I remember he told me like the deal you need to find is only a house that owner is selling, or you deal with exactly an owner or real estate like when you find deal like online like people who deal with a realtor or exact with the owner.
So your friend's exactly right. We work with number one. Remember, the goal here is not just to put you through the motions so you get no results. The goal here with me is to get deals. That is the only matrix we care about here. The only thing we talk about is how do we get more partners doing more deals than we're doing now? How do we get more partners to doing more deals than we do now? How do we get more parts? Dude, that's it. That is the constant thing we repeat. So in order to do that, we tell you exactly what needs to be done. And we've done this thousands of times, so we know it works. And your friend is exactly right. 100% of all the deals are found directly to owners. Your friend's
Okay.
right. They are not through real estate agents. They are not through Zillow. They're not through local wholesaling teams. They're not through Facebook Marketplace. That is all a total waste of time. It's where all the new people gravitate to because it's, they just think, oh, I just call a real estate agent and find a deal. No. Total waste of time. Wholesale, all of that. So your friend's absolutely right. Now, having said that, we'll show you how to do all that. We don't expect you to start with us and know all that. We don't expect you to start with us and be educated on all that. We don't expect you to start with us and like day one, like, oh, I know how to do it. Don't, relax. We got it. That's all our training and support and infrastructure and our new AI tools are all about. It's what our community is all about, helping you do exactly, by the way, what your friend said, get directly to the owner. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, who are you talking to on my team here?
Davis.
David.
Yeah.
Oh, David. Okay, perfect. So Roland's going to
yeah,
let David
David.
know you're on here. Are you ready to get
David
started?
Thomas. Not yet. I just
All
spoke to
right,
him
well,
today.
Okay. So make sure you're staying in touch with David. Make sure you get comfortable to figure out if this is the right opportunity for you. And if it is, then let's start.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right. Who else did we miss, if anybody? Anything going on inside chat, Roland, that I need to answer? Anybody else have a question for me? Just take yourself off mute. I think we've gone around in a circle here.
Yeah, Pete, chat is clear, so all good there.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring this to a close. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys. First of all, I want to thank you for just being here. I mean, we spent an hour together, and this is an hour you gave me, and I appreciate that because time is the most important thing all of us have. So the fact that you gave me some of yours, thank you. Number two, I'm assuming if you did that, you're looking. I mean, nobody just listens to somebody they don't know, and definitely nobody ever listens to me because they have nothing to do in life. I mean, I'm a good way to fall asleep at night, I think. So the fact that you guys are all still here and you're still awake and you're still paying attention, that tells me that you are serious about some things in life. And I like that. I like people that are committed to their dreams and goals. I like people that are trying to level up in life. I always try to surround myself with people like that. Whether I go to a gym or whether I hang out with my partners or whether I hang out with people like you, partners to be. That is like, to me, I get excited about that. Like I get juiced up over that because I love being people that are like, how do I get to those next levels? I will tell you, this is an incredible business. People a lot of times ask me, and I know why they ask me, but they say, well, what would you have done different? Like if you knew when you started this business, what you know now, would anything be different? And they're always expecting me to give them some kind of technical advice when they ask me that question. But there's nothing technical about it. There is one thing I would do different. If when I started a while back, if I would have simply believed what's possible, if I would have truly believed back then what could be possible as a result of this business, the one thing that would have been different is I would actually build a business quicker. That's how powerful this business is. This business will outlive, will outperform, will outlevel up whatever dreams and goals you have. This business has given me a lifestyle to die for. This business has allowed me to be a full-time father to the 5 kids I've talked to you guys about tonight. This business has allowed me to be a full-time husband to my wife. This business has allowed me to, if I want to get up in the morning and go take a boat ride in my own boat, I jump in my car, go 45 minutes up the road and do that. Most people can't do that. These are just basic things in life that I think we as human beings should be allowed to do. Most people just can't do that. That's how powerful what you guys saw is today. And if I had to condense down in a couple of sentences what you saw today, it's very simple. You guys saw a shortcut to your dreams and goals. That's all today was. It's a shortcut. I'm not saying aren't other ways for you to achieve every single goal that may be in your head and your mind, but what you saw today is literally a shortcut. And it's only getting better. And it's becoming more of a shortcut, because all those things that I told you that I've worked on and we've put together, we're only getting better at them. We're only getting better. We released a tool yesterday that makes that final pillar we talked about today a reality, like right now. Remember I said I want to get it done by end of 26. It's done. So it's only getting better and better and better. I want to leave you with these final words that every single partner of mine has heard from me personally when they start with me and I make my welcome call. Every single partner in the years I've been doing this has heard these words, and that I know a number of you all are going to hear in the next couple of days from me, and that is this. I want to welcome you to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. I look forward to being a big part of your all success story. I look forward to not only partnering with you, some of you guys, but actually getting to know you and becoming friends with you all. Once again, I thank you for being here on behalf of myself, Roland, and really the team behind us that you guys can't see here that makes all this possible. God bless each and every single one of you. Once again, thank you all for being here tonight. Good night.